All right. What's up, everybody? What's this? Hello and good morning. Today is the 14th. I'll be, hold on a minute. I'll be in the chat on, stupid thing. So what am I, sideways? Oh, jeez. Okay. I am sideways. All right. So, a whole bunch of stuff going on. Let's see here. So, can't remember the guy's name, but he does a UFO podcast thing and pretty big podcast the guy's got going. And he brought up, well, he had on his show, fuck, I should just look it up. I can't remember the name of the damn thing. Hold on, let me find it. The Allagash. Okay, American Alchemy. That's the name of it. And I guess I can share the video because I'm figuring this new setup that I have on my phone, which goes out to Rumble and live on Rumble and YouTube and X at the same time, which is pretty cool. So I shared the link in the comment section on YouTube. That's where I'm working on. So if you have any questions or anything, please go to my YouTube channel. So you can talk there and I can, pick up what you're saying. So anyway, really interesting. I need to start walking again. Nine years of fighting this monster. And about 6 years of sitting behind a computer. Well, I mean, it's been 9 years of sitting behind a computer screen nonstop fighting this thing. Just tell the truth. Tell the truth. And, well, the truth is very difficult to understand and accept because Well, we're living in a false reality. We are being used as a slave group. We're slaves. Simply put, we're a bunch of slaves with a carrot dangling in front of us. So you can get that carrot. And in reality, it's been the elite at the top who've been using human beings to progress, and keep working, of course, but to progress in science and technology for them, for the elite. And their plan is just to kill everybody off. That's the fucking plan. And well, keep the technology for themselves and the understandings for themselves and kill everybody off. That's been their plan this whole time. So like everybody's college education and all their hard work and oh, your family and all that shit, all expendable, all being used to obtain knowledge and technology. And then when the truth comes out, then they just kill everybody off. That's our function here. It's very complicated, but that's basically what this is. This experience is that we're having. And it's a terrible shame because it's not right, but it is the way it is, and there are good people out there who keep putting their foot in the door to try to stop them. And well, I still have hope in my heart that that good things will come. But based on all of the evidence that I've seen and the prophecies, if you want to call them that, which they're not really, all the prophecies, the biblical prophecies that are coming true, yeah, all that's bullshit. They knew what was coming. They knew what was coming with technology and universal wisdom, which is the unconscious consciousness, which people are able to exist in and collect information from in a spiritual realm. Both the good and the bad, good and evil, can collect that information, and that it's so crazy. It's insanity to me, because when I look at it, I see self, but they have good and evil self, and they both work together, and at some points they fight each other, like this turning point that we're at. And it's a continuous cycle. It's political and religious dogma. The whole political and religious ideology is split in two. There's good and there's evil, and it's very strange to me, because when I see it, I just see self. But enlightened people can be evil, which is very unsettling to me. But the way it is. So, and it's ridiculous because after I'm long gone, the balance will still remain. Even if they kill off everybody, there will still be a balance. There will still be good and evil working together, making deals like night first or day, um, because they know the timeline. They know the timeline. So that's why they make contracts and deals like night first. And these are spiritual laws that they abide by, or at least try to abide by. Unfortunately, the evil side is always like, well, I want more night for me. And that's not how it works. So there's confrontation because the evil side always wants more, and the good side is like, no, it doesn't work like that. So there's confrontation, and it the opposite. Like, say if this was day, which will come in about 8 years from now, day will begin. Christ will show up again, and not just show up, but they fixed him, and he's traveling through time right now. His physical form, traveling through time. He exists in the fifth dimensional reality, going through souls to judge people in the book of life, in the fifth dimensional existence, in the unconscious consciousness, or the Dharma, or the monad, whatever you want to call it, the Holy Spirit. He's up there right now going through judging souls based on their karmic activity on Earth. And but when he was murdered for telling the truth and rose 3 days after, they fixed him, they fixed his body, brought him up onto a spacecraft, and then brought him somewhere, or either just traveled straight into the future from there. It's all technology, advanced spiritual, um, time manipulation and technology, and that's how Jesus is returning. And it's just unfortunate because the Catholic Church used the idea of God and Christ and the Holy Spirit to make them wealthy and have control over humanity, instead of telling them the truth, which is they're all fucking aliens, okay? The God and the devil, yes, they're real. They are real. It's just that they happen to be extraterrestrials. And it's very unfortunate because all these people out there are going, oh, they're demons, and it's not like that. They're good and they're bad. And we happen to have been living in the night first, the satanic uh, pyramid system, from an ancient war 6,000 years ago, when the Anunnaki created us with the help of Luna, who is God. She is God. Luna, Diana, Solanio, Hathor, the lady, whatever you want to call her. She is the creator of humanity. She works with the Anunnaki, who are God's angels, the little tiny beings. And humanity was created to replace their workforce of the Gigi, which is Maria in the Nazca alien mummies. They're like 5 foot tall alien beings with the 3 fingers. They're bigger than the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki are about 2 feet tall. But 6,000 years ago in Samaria, when they were mining gold to fix their atmosphere around Naibru, which they did complete the atmosphere. It's a Dyson sphere, which a Dyson sphere is like a massive um, ball that sits around a star to collect the star's energy. But in this case, it's a Dyson sphere around their planet to protect their world and create a new atmosphere, but also to move their world through time and space. which is extremely intelligent, especially when you have super powerful spiritual evil beings who are predatorial in nature. And they did that because they can't move the earth. They can't move the earth, which allows these evil beings to come in and take over, which they did 6,000 years ago. The Draco Alpha Draconian and the Orion group took over from the Anunnaki, and this has been the war between God and the devil. And after thousands of years of fighting each other back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, they decided, okay, we're going to do night first. We'll make an agreement to allow the evil side to rule over humanity for 6,000 years. And they did. This is the end of that time because we figured it all out. We collected all the evidence, and now we know what's actually going on here. We're able to prove it with the evidence and compassion. So, because of that, there's this transition between night and day. And it's not good because humanity has been being used as a resource in every single possible way you could possibly imagine, every single way in secret, being used as a labor force, as a slave source, as a resource. And primarily, it's clear to me that it was in trade for technology and information, and they've been intentionally fattening us up with high fructose corn syrup, which was the deal made between the shape-shifting reptilians who come from Draco and Orion, with the elites of the world today. Now, the elites are made up of two sides, good and evil. That's their. It's like a golf game. It's like watching them play golf or watching a movie. That's what this is. That's what you're watching. You're actually watching good and evil elites arm wrestle each other over humanity, or at least the future direction of humanity. But it's not only using humanity as a slave source, it's also using humanity as a food source because we're their food, interestingly enough. So, but it's not only that, they've been taking people off world and setting up colonies all over the place with human beings being a labor force, and it's bad out there in the stars. It's like super, super bad. What's the question here? Please make a long form type documentary presentation on this information. Been listening to your podcast, but sometimes hard to follow when it's new info, but great info nonetheless. Yeah, I used to explain the entire story over and over and over and over and over and over again for years. And it was the same fucking story over and over and over again. And I just can't do it anymore. It drove me fucking crazy. I mean, it's been 9 years and I gained like 200 pounds. I'm done with trying to fight this monster. They won't tell the truth. They'll never fucking tell the truth. We're a group of fucking slaves. I was watching the news last night, and I haven't watched television for like 20 years because it's all bullshit. But I was watching the news and I was like, what the fuck? It was so hypnotic and disconnected and so egocentric. And It's like watching Idiocracy. It's so sad. And I'm watching and I'm like, they could never just come out and tell the truth and be like, well, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? We're a bunch of slaves and we're all being used for the elite to and the aliens to not only feed them children, but to we've been living in this satanic nightmare reality where they've been using us as a resource. How the fuck are you supposed to tell all these people that? It's not only that, but they're threatening to kill everybody off if they tell the truth. It's insanity. Well, all I can say is download the free book. Go on my website, theorionlines.com. Go through the videos. It's a lot of information, but I tried to bring the dots as close together as possible for people to connect. And it's just clear to me that, everybody's asleep. Everyone is busy with work. Nobody has time for this. So it's pretty clear to me why this information is not getting out. I mean, obviously, I have the information that would free humanity from this death grip that we're in with the satanic side. And the good side is trying to fight it. But the problem is that, well, if the truth comes out, the Satan worshippers will just kill everybody, which will probably happen because they're insane and they're evil. And they've been using us as a slave source during night first. So I think it's important for you to know. I think it's important for you to know that a lot of people are going to start fucking dying soon. It's just the way it is, the way it goes. And yes, a lot of people blame me for revealing the truth, but it's not. That's not me. This is a product of their insanity, of their evil bullshit that they couldn't find it in their hearts to realize the truth that we are all of existence, that we are one, and there is no separation really. And they rejected that understanding. It's the golden rule: see yourself in others. This is what Jesus taught, and that's what they hate because they just see themselves and others as a resource to use rather than help them wake up to the truth, wake up to ultimate understanding, the awakened state of mind. I would know. I've been fighting it my whole life. And it's just very unfortunate because we've been poisoned so bad that it's been made extremely difficult to um, wake up. So anyway, let me get back to this American alchemy thing with the Allagash story, and the Allagash was up in Maine, um, where I used to live. I've lived up in Maine for like 15 years, and very beautiful, very very rural. It's very open, and nobody's up there. Nobody's up there. I mean, up in the Allagash, especially, there's nothing up there. Nothing for 100 miles in every direction. A couple of 100 miles, there's nothing except for forest and lakes. And so these four guys went up there in the 70s, and they went to a famous campsite, and they did some night fishing, and a UFO showed up. It was over the trees, and one of the guys started flashing it with the flashlight. And let me tell you something about UFOs and flashlights, okay? Because I've heard this story before, many times, where these people are like insane to flash a UFO to get a UFO's intention. Insane. You don't know who the fuck's in there. You don't know. You've got these crazy assholes out there telling people, oh, they're not hostile, like Dr. Greer. Bullshit. Dr. Greer. Why is Dr. Greer running around going, oh, you don't want this to turn into a holy war, do you? Why would you say that? A holy war? What do you mean? The war between God and Satan. Why would he say that? Why would he, oh, you don't want this to turn into some kind of holy war, do you? That's what we're in. And that's why he's going, well, if this comes out differently than, we want it to, it's going to be 1,000 times worse than COVID. Why say that? Why threaten? Well, he's part of the satanic side, and he's threatening the good side, who's also watching him. The good side's going, because they know that these fucking people are crazy enough to start releasing all these viruses, and because they've been doing it this whole time anyway. AIDS, Lyme disease, COVID, all this shit. It's been them to curb the population. But this is much more serious. This is the truth coming out. They don't want humanity to rise. And before that happens, which I do, but before that happens, they're going to kill everybody off. So it's like a catch-22. It's like killing them for telling the truth, which is just so heartbreaking, and it's destroyed me, because I was taught, tell the truth. Just tell the truth. Tell the truth my whole life. And, it's been part of my koan practice. Tell the truth. And so I did. And, well, telling the truth will lead to our demise, to our destruction, because we've been being used as a resource, and they're sucking everything out of us in order to collect information, knowledge, and technology, and then get rid of us. And they've been working on it for the past 100 years, robbing the American people of trillions and trillions of dollars to build these underground cities, which they're constantly plenishing with, all kinds of stuff, especially in Missouri, where the trucks are just coming in and out of these deep underground military bases. What are they doing? Well, they're they're stocking up because they knew the future. They knew that this time would come, that the truth would be revealed, and then, well, in order to protect their elite self, the super rich, they're just going to kill everybody off before an uprising happens. That's why they've been poisoning the fuck out of us, and in every single way: movies, television, Wi-Fi, cell towers, um, keeping me down to what, 8 people watching this when I should have the entire world watching me right now with the evidence that I've revealed, and the information, the truth being told. And, meanwhile, I'm watching the news, which is total fucking bullshit. It's not the truth. It's all distraction to keep them preoccupied with, oh, this is the way it is, and there's nothing going on, and, well, this is before you have to go to work, and have a nice day at work. There's a lot of traffic built up on this, blah, 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 so. The entire system, our entire reality is a false reality. It's only to keep us working keep us going in this rat race to be productive in order for them to get money, accumulate more wealth and knowledge and technology for the elites before they kill everybody off. That's our reality. They never gave a fuck about anyone or anything other than keep them producing, keep them going, and we're still on this track, because even with the truth revealed 9 years ago, when I found all the evidence to all this shit, opened all these doors, and was like, okay, well, God and the devil are real. They're both aliens, angels and demons. It's all real. That yes, they're spiritual beings who exist in higher frequencies, higher densities. Yes, and this is a war over the truth, and it's very sad, very heartbreaking. It didn't have to be this way, but anyway, back to my story here with the Allagash. So these 4 guys go up there and they're signaling the UFO with a light, SOS, which is the most insane thing. If you ever see a UFO, fucking hide. Hide. If it's good, if it's evil, don't go near it. Get the fuck out of the area. I've seen people go up to a UFO and be like recording it, going, look at that. Wow. Don't even do that. If you ever see anything like that, turn around, get the fuck out of there. Leave. Leave. Um, because you don't know who's in there. Even these good aliens, they saw the light being flashed at them on while they were on a night fishing in a canoe. They saw the light and they went, "Oh, who's that?" And they went over and they abducted them for a couple of hours. And these beings are able to manipulate time with their technology. So what that means is they can freeze time and fly around. They can freeze time. They can fly around in frozen time, come down, land, abduct somebody in this moment, and mess with them or whatever, take them up for hours and hours, days, return them back to the same time they took them from. And that's why time's always messy with these abductions. It's clear to me from some of these videos of these alien beings that the beings themselves actually exist in different time frames, which is like, is that technology? Is that just their essence, their being? But it's fascinating to watch them move in um, a alternate time frame. There are many, many, many examples. Like most of the UFO alien sightings, of them floating around or walking around, there's always a time delay with these beings. For example, there's like this NATO. There was a crash in England, and this NATO group went out because NATO and the UN is heavily invested in making deals with these evil beings. But this NATO group went out and they said that they saw a being who looked like a demon, and this thing was running through like lightning, and it was moving like super fast around the craft. And these guys were like, what the fuck do we do? And they called the United States military, because they're the ones who are in charge of all of it around the world. Well, in certain areas, I'm sure China, Japan, and other major countries don't call the US. But in England, the United States scientists showed up, and they usually collect the bodies of the adrenochrome harvested bodies, um, and other stuff. But there was also another UFO landing at a school in, I don't know if it was Zimbabwe, but it was in Africa, and it landed, and a whole bunch of kids saw it land, went out to it, and they saw these two beings, and one of them was just like bloop, 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 like moving in a different time frame. Fascinating, fascinating. So they picked these guys up, and the guy said that it had articulating hand, and it had four fingers, but its hand was able to open like this because there was a split in the hand, like down the center of the hand. So it was able to rotate and open the hand like this, right? And it would grab like this, just one hand. That's what its hand looked like. And when he was describing that, I was like, holy shit, I've seen video of that same species. 2 videos. One from a Russian scientist, it's the identical hand, and another from a video of an alien with its leg ripped off in the forest. And I knew it was real. And I could always tell if the alien is real from how fucked up their feet and hands are. Pardon my language. I grew up in New Jersey, okay? You have no idea. If you go to New Jersey, you would understand. It's cutthroat here. Cutthroat. All right? Everybody speaks Italian over here. So forget about it. Forget about it. That's Italian. Anyway, you can always tell if it's real or not by how messed up their hands and feet are. This thing found in the forest looked like it was wearing these weird high heels, but it was only its foot that was weird. Um, and you could really tell. I mean, if it's real or not, just look at their hands and feet. Um, if they're really weird looking, it's probably real. But that's after going through years of researching this. I mean, I've been studying this for the past 9 years, and I can tell you, um, in the first year, I figured most of this shit out because I collected all the evidence and I went through it all and found out that maybe 75% of what I collected was totally bullshit, but the remaining 25% was good information, was real. And I filtered all of it and I put it all on my website, and I'll put the link in my video chat thing here, to my website, but it's going to be in the aliens. That's what it is. Okay. Now, in that, on my page, the aliens page, there is what I'm talking about with the hand. Okay. So the aliens dropped these 4 guys back off at the shore and then took off. These guys, Charlie Fault and Jim something or other, the few of these guys are still alive, and they've been talking about this for quite some time now. And I just saw a show a couple of days ago on American Alchemy, with regarding the Allagash incident. And what came to light was that there was a group working at an Air Force base in Maine who were messing with lasers at that time. And they think that the aliens started showing up to figure out what the fuck these humans were doing. And that's why they were down up there in Maine. Pretty wild. But I was like, oh yeah, the Allagash, when I figured all that shit out back in 2021, and I started sharing the video, they still can't disseminate whether or not it's real or not. For no one can. It's so insane because no one's ever seen anything like this. And all I did was just ask my heart, is this true or not? Is this real? And based on the evidence, yes, it is real. So it's just such a shame, because I shared it all over the place, but everybody just thinks I'm crazy. It's pretty funny, though. I mean, it's sad, not funny, but it's fucking sad. Because we've been lied to this whole fucking time. The whole thing is a materialistical zoo. What a shame. Let's see what else is going on out there. Oh, there's like thousands of UFOs seen underwater on the East Coast, going up and down the East Coast underwater. What the fuck's going on? For the past, how long is it? 9 years, 10 years, the past decade, since 2016, the good aliens have been showing up in force. Why? To get rid of the Orion group and the Draco under spiritual law. So they've been flying around in armadas to get rid of them. And it's the Galactic Federation. And this Orion group and the Draco were trying to set us up to have us all harvested again. Anyway, let's see what else is going on out there. You got any questions or comments or anything you want me to talk about? Yeah, thousands of mysterious underwater UFOs spotted off of U.S. shorelines. Let's see, there's cattle mutilation investigation going on in Idaho, which I sent them all the evidence, and nope, nobody believes it. All these end of days prophecy things keep happening. Like the Dead Sea Scrolls tied to the end of days prophecy. Here's the Allagash video. I'll share that. Let's see. Oh, there's a room underneath the Sphinx, which is really interesting because when I was in the fifth density, they took me to the Sphinx and they showed me inside of the head of the Sphinx, and they showed me a mirror hovering over like a small table. And it was like I could see the light coming down from the hole in the top of the head where they filled in this room with cement. But when they brought me there, I could see it looked exactly like the screen in Cloud Atlas. It like a hovering concave screen that was hovering. And I think it was a looking glass, a looking mirror, where they're able to see through the timeline, through the timescape. Yeah, so back in the 20s and 30s, they went there, they took out all the shit, and they filled it all up with cement. To hide the truth. So I post everything in my Telegram. Everything, all my work, all of what is important, just to keep track in one respect. I mean, I do it on my computer, but I haven't had it recently. Let's see, but there was something else that was significant. The whole China thing. Hello. Let me see here. The video I just shared is the Allagash incident with the articulating hand, alien hand. And when he said that, I was like, I know what that is. I have 2 species that have that same hand. I think that they are the Pazuzu. You ever heard of that? The Pazuzu? Yeah. The Pazuzu, who has wings and he did this. He is the demon in The Exorcist. The first Exorcist, when they're doing archaeology dig and they pull out the statue of the Pazuzu. Now, very interestingly, they inverted the Pazuzu to be the devil, when in reality the Pazuzu was actually a good demon, who protected children. Fucking satanic inversion nightmare nonsense to trick the people up. Because they're insane and it's night first and they're allowed to get away with whatever they want because of the spiritual deal of night first. But yes, the Pazuzu was a good demon who protected children, human children. And the Exorcist demonized the Pazuzu. But I think that this being may actually be the Pazuzu. But I'm not sure. I think it is, but I'm not sure. The fact that it had its leg ripped off in the forest is clear to me that it was a good alien. And it was attacked by an evil alien that ripped its leg off. Help yourself by rejoining Monks and Positive Vibe. Forget this. It will destroy you. Well, it's been pretty difficult, yes. I've been thinking a lot about, continuing my practice, yes, my Zen practice, for many reasons, but unfortunately, I've spent the past 9 years sitting here in front of a computer screen, watching everything, collecting as much information and evidence as possible. Because if I missed one thing, I was so focused on fucking work, I let everything else go. Everything. It was too important. I don't know for who, because they're just going to kill everybody off. And later that I realized. Insanity. Just ridiculous. But yeah, I've been thinking a lot about it. Unfortunately, I can barely walk. So if I rejoin the Sangha to continue my practice, I wouldn't last a fucking day. I wouldn't. It would just be a big mistake. I need to start walking again, like full-time walking, and which I have while being here in New Jersey. I've been busy, helping my friend do stuff around the house and moving a lot more, which let me tell you, I can feel it after not moving for many, many years. But it's funny because I used to do yoga every morning for an hour and a half, and I do sitting practice for about 2-3 hours every day, and that's what I used to do. And I did that for like 25 years, and that's not including like actually living at a Zen monastery, which I've done about 2 years of that. This was at home, normal, regular, stuff, and there was about 5 years of every morning I'd get up and I'd walk 5 miles. But this was more important, telling the truth, finding information. I mean, they were setting us up for an alien invasion that would have wiped all of humanity out. How could I sit here and be like, whatever, what, fuck them, And so I had to watch them because the military was lying to the people. The elites have been making deals with these evil fucking aliens, and I was the only one paying attention, collecting the evidence. The only one. I mean, these fucking people out there are just so fucking asleep, wandering around in the darkness of ignorance, going, when is the government gonna tell the truth? Well, it's been this whole fucking time, you idiots, of them lying to everyone. They just don't get it. They're too busy enjoying their sleep. And well, it's the way it is. And after 9 years of doing this, I can't go any further. I mean, I've wasted my self, my physical being fighting this nightmare, and I just can't do it anymore. It's driven me fucking crazy. I just can't keep up, which I'm sure the Satan worshippers are like, that's great. But I have a feeling they're going to tell the truth eventually. Anybody else got any questions or anything like that? Yeah, on my Telegram, I have all of the information, everything that I've ever seen that was significant to the topic of aliens, UFOs, and the deep state. I put in my Telegram, which is at the Orion Lines. It's all there, all the information. Or you can go to theorionlines.com, and there are links to the Telegram, to the YouTube, Rumble, all of the links, But eventually they're going to tell the truth, which is going to be a big problem for everyone. So, no questions, no comments, nothing. I'm in the YouTube video thing, by the way. I'm also still actively seeking a place to stay. And I have until the end of the month before I have to go somewhere else. And, well, somebody said Missouri. Somebody said Canada. If you have any room to help a poor guy out, I can pay rent like $200, $300. Yeah, the entire thing is an MK Ultra programming. We are intentionally kept asleep in many different ways, but primarily from the awakened state of mind, asleep from the truth, which is like the Christ consciousness. That's what the awakened state of mind is. It's just another name for it, to give it a name. Which it's real. It's real, and there is a way to get there, and that's to attain emptiness. Empty. Emptiness leads to the spiritual realm, the true reality. But good luck telling a group of 8 billion people who are completely obsessed with materialism. I mean, that's why you have Charles Schwab up there going, "Oh, you'll have nothing and be happy." It's to make fun of the truth. It's to demonize the emptiness, obtaining emptiness, which is the Christ consciousness, which connects us to true self nature, and the spirit realm, the spirituality of the fifth density. And so that's why Charles Schwab sits up there and goes, "Oh, you'll have nothing and be happy." And everybody's like, "Yeah, fuck that. We want stuff. We want materialism." Because they've been taught that the more you have, the more you're worth, or is what you're worth, which is nothing anyway. When you die, you don't have anything. You can't take anything with you. People are just too ignorant, and because we've been poisoned and lied to in order for us to be used. What do you think about the CIA raiding Tulsi Gabbard's office for MK Ultra files? Really? Is that what happened? The CIA raided her office? How long has that story been out? I think I saw it somewhere, but I didn't connect it. But I heard them talking about the MK Ultra and the CIA. The CIA is satanic. They're the ones who've been running Area 51 and dealing with the reptilians out there. They were in charge of Area 51, playing with all the aliens, all the technology, all that shit out there was the CIA. Why? Well, they're half reptilian. They're half Draco, Alpha Draconian, from Cain, when Satan had sex with Eve, producing Cain. Cain was half reptilian, half human. And then God rejected Cain because of that, because he was a hybrid, and because God knew that the reptilian nature was to devour. And this is why, after, like, I don't know how many years, 1,000 years, after the whole incident with Satan and Eve and Cain, there were many people who were doing evil, and God was like, all right, that's all, that's enough. And she told Noah to build an ark to flood, to kill everybody off, because they were evil, doing evil shit, raping women, robbing people, eating people, doing evil. That's why God was like, all right. But this is the same time. We're in this time right now. That's what's going on here. They all knew, God knew, that these times would come. And God's like, too much. And you can really see it. I mean, with the materialism, like, there was this girl, an OnlyFans girl, who was on a date with one of her Johns, who paid her like $1 million fucking dollars just to go out on a date with her. And she was like, I'm afraid of you. I don't want to tell you. Yuck, yuck. I don't want to talk. The man just paid her $1 million fucking dollars to sit down and have a conversation with her. And she went, ew. Materialistical insanity. It's rampant. And they've destroyed humanity intentionally, to the point of these people are just so fucking sick, so evil, that when they die, they're just going to go to hell, which is what they wanted. The satanic side, they wanted to trick these people into doing sin, to ignoring their morality, do sin, and be applicable to go to hell. More souls in hell, the better to feed off of, because hell is real. It's a satanic prison controlled and run by the warden, who is Satan, Alpha Draconian. The king returns. Pinder is dead. I can vouch for that. Hang in there, Ryushin. Well, you see, just because the Pinder is dead doesn't mean he isn't. He's always replaced. Whenever somebody dies, they're replaced instantly. Chop off the head of the snake and 2 heads appear. Well, in this instance, it was 3 heads, which is the Prince of Saudi Arabia, Solomon, Soros, and Nathan Rothschild. Those 3 are the Pinder, the pinnacle of the Draco, the penis of the dragon. He is also known as the Patriarch, who controls everything in the world and then gives everything to the all-seeing eye, who is Draco, the Alpha Draconian. They rated it yesterday. No shit. I'm going to have to check that out, because that's really interesting. Um, the past 30 years of information being leaked out with MK Ultra is just unbelievable. What they've been doing. I mean, they have one thing in MK Ultra that was called um, Operation Orion. CIA project or Operation Orion, which there are a million Orions projects, operations, but this one in particular came out of um, William Cooper's book, Behold a Pale Horse. It was called, it was called CIA Orion, and it was probably an operation. And this was hypnotizing mental patients, um, poisoning and hypnotizing mental patients to make them, to turn them into um, assassins that would go up and shoot up schoolyards in order to inflame the anti-gun lobby to get rid of the guns, because the guns are a problem for the elite. It's more difficult to control. But that's where all these school, shootings originated from. It was Operation Orion, CIA Operation Orion. That's because the CIA is all satanic, which means anything goes. And these government officials, these people in so-called power, I think they're starting to realize, something's not right here. At least I hope so. But honestly, there's nothing they can do about it. It's these fucking evil people have been fucking us this whole time. Thousands of years. But that's just one element of the CIA, just one operation. I'm sure, I know there are thousands of operations happening right now, and areas that are being subjected to different types of manipulation. Like in some towns or counties, water is different, with poisoning them with fluoride. In some states, it's being more heavily sprayed with an element, different elements, bromine. And in other states, they're being sprayed with some other type of chemical, and it's happening all over the United States, and it has been happening for this whole time, being poisoned by in every single possible way you could possibly imagine. And they did this because it was just in case one failed, they had 1,000 others. And it's like that with their plans. Just in case one fails, there's always a backup. And in case that one fails, there's always a backup to the backup. And it goes on and on and on. If that fails, then there's another plan. If that fails, there's another plan. If that fails, there's another plan. They had to, because they've been fucking humanity this whole time in every single way. Uh, Yeah, they've been in control of this whole thing this whole time, and only God could just sit back and watch and be like, free will, free will. Night first, the devil rules over you for the past 6,000 years. All we can do is sit back here and give you free will to either be moral or not moral, and then when you die, you are judged. And this is why these Satan worshippers, or these spiritual evil Satan worshippers who are enlightened but do evil because they don't give a shit, and because they're half reptilian, a half Draco, who is basically they're half Draco, who the Draco rule is Satan, who rules over hell. So they're like, this is great. Yeah, let's do evil. They don't give a shit because they know where they're going. They know they're going to hell, so they don't give a fuck. Because they know when they go up to be judged by in the book of life, they'll be rejected and go to hell. That's why they don't care. And that's why they're so willing to kill themselves, kill everyone. They don't care because they know where they're going. That's this big fucking problem. Angels and demons. No wonder God rejected Cain. She probably saw the timeline. Well, I know she saw it because I've seen it. I've seen her. She showed me the timeline. And it was moving. It was in constant flux because there are many different species out there fucking with time. It was very interesting. A very sad situation we're in. Very heartbreaking because all those innocent people. And because the truth is revealed, well, they can't stop it. It's already out there. But because of that truth being revealed, they will end all of humanity. Unless they can change the timeline, which I know they can, because I've been seeing it happen all over the place. But can they stop? Can they really stop them from killing everyone off? I don't know. Do you think about Atlantis? Mm, not really. I mean, I know it's real, and I think I found Atlantis. Can you believe that? Yeah, it's off the coast of Guilford, Connecticut, underwater. But no, nobody wants to fucking listen to me because I'm nobody, and it's like they're so stupid. Humanity is just fucking retarded. There's only a few people who are able to grasp intellectual understanding, going through evidence to be like, oh, that's evidence. everybody out there is like, that's not real. That's just fake news. That's not evidence. Whatever. I have to wait until the arrests start or the truth gets out somehow, which will enable them to make arrests, and then the truth will come out, and then or maybe God shows up, the Anunnaki, which is supposed to happen when the King Star Regulus appears over the Sphinx, October 7th, which happens to be my birthday. This year, and that's allegedly when the Anunnaki will show up, and they know it's coming because somebody in the CIA was talking about, yeah, they're freaking out. The government is freaking out because they know the Anunnaki is coming back, which means a gigantic golden sphere will come into our atmosphere. It'd be like a massive sun. And then they'll crown somebody to be the king of Earth. And that king must choose a queen. But I've already made my choice. And then they'll turn the whole thing around, and the Satan worshippers will start getting to work and go and demonize the shit out of the Antichrist and the beast, and he's evil, and that will be the end of humanity. Because we were lied to about everything. And these evil people have been in control of the entire fucking system. I mean, just watching them work in the UFO field, dividing people, distracting people with bullshit and evil. There's like most of the people in the UFO community are fucking evil. I think they found an underwater city somewhere recently. I can't remember where it was. But I'm pretty sure I found Atlantis. It's on my website, theorionlines.com. In the menu, there will be the Palladian pyramids, because these pyramids align to the Palladian star system. And it's about a mile off the coast of Guilford, Connecticut, underwater. Well, what does it mean to save your own shard and when they're going to try to kill off everyone? There's only one way to survive, honestly. There's only one way to survive this nightmare, and that's to join up the military and get underground. Otherwise, I mean, this is why Japan is building their they're building a massive underground shelter under Fiji, Mount Fiji. Oh, to protect us from China. Yeah, China is backed by the satanic Illuminati. They've been using China for the past 30 years, exploiting the shit out of all of their workers who will follow any order, anything, and work for fucking peanuts. Exactly what they want. That's why they chose the Chinese. They'll work for nothing. They'll follow any order without any resistance. And that's who they want to use when they kill off everybody. They'll just keep the Chinese around. It's not that hard. All you have to do is pay attention to what these fucking evil people are up to. It's clear to me. That's why Temu is like, oh, everybody's buying shit off of Temu. You're actually getting it. And everybody and their mother's buying shit from China. Why? Well, that money goes right into the pockets of the military. The American people are actually investing into their own demise. That's why Trump went over there, tried to cut a deal with the Chinese, but the Chinese are like, nah, we're much stronger than you. We're overtaking you. We have more military, more this, more that, which will turn into this conflict in about 4 years by design. They want to invoke a global nuclear war. And I think they're going to do that. Sorry, I'm taking my morning medication. And I think they're going to use the artificial superintelligence to pose as a threat. They're going to make it create false blackmail that I call phantom blackmail. Phantom blackmail will destroy good people because the shit that this superintelligence will put out will be indistinguishable between real and fake. Exactly what the satanic people want. That's why all this artificial CGI shit is happening now, 2026, and why they've been dumping money into the artificial intelligence to help them cover up their evil, because they know that at some point the evil will come out. And so that's why because it's been 9 years since Pizzagate. 10 years almost. 10 years. No one's been arrested. They've had all this time to. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? I mean, you've got James Alefantis going on Fox News with Megyn Kelly going, we need to control this problem, which is the truth getting out to the general population. We need to control social media. It was something like that when he was on the. What did he say exactly? It was something close to that. We need to control what people are talking about on social media which was actually the truth of them doing evil, satanic nightmare bullshit to children, trafficking children, and doing all this evil, which they were basically allowed to do by their free will, and their whole satanic system. And when the truth came out, that became a big problem for them. They had to start really covering up shit. And it's clear to me the artificial CGI that they've been dumping money into to perfect artificial reality is the greatest way to cover up the truth. It just goes to show how cursed we truly are. We're in a lot of trouble. I mean, that's great that the white hats are in control. Patriots are in control. Well, by the looks of it, and from people talking about the future, it doesn't seem like it's going to go well for us in the general, group of human beings, especially with all these prophecies of the end times. Well, it's not somebody coming along to do it. It's actually these Satan worshippers who've been in control of the entire system this whole fucking time, who are, when the truth is revealed, is going to kill everybody. So, yes and no, that somebody is going to show up revealing the truth, but it's actually the Satan worshippers who've been raping and eating children and trading children to the aliens as food in trade for technologies since World War II that will trigger them to release all the viruses and kill everybody off. That's the truth. And what a shame. But they're going to blame it on the beast, the Antichrist, the great red dragon. He's coming. The devil. All inversion, all evil, satanic inversion to because he was the one who revealed the truth. And they demonized it before he even showed up. Unbeknownst to him, that he was going to show up. He didn't know he was going to show up, but they did. They knew. So they planned this whole thing out, robbed the shit out of the American people, built these deep underground cities, have been restocking them forever in Springfield, Missouri. Stocking them up, tractor trailers, going in and out of that fucking place, filling them up. And the military's been compliant to the elite because the elite pay the bills. They're in charge. Us shit suckers at the bottom are fucking homeless, begging for money, begging for a place to live, are insignificant and expendable. Even most of the rich, not the super, super rich, but the rich people, they're expendable too. Unless they're good friends with the super, super elite. It's a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare. This wasn't meant to last. But nobody knows that. Everybody's like, oh, gotta go to work, gotta go to school, get a good education so I can go to work and make good money to have a nice retirement and have a nice family None of that's going to happen. All that shit it's over in about 4 years. It will all be over. Unless we stop the nuclear war, which will turn into 5-10 years from then, 2040, there would be the Matrix. I mean, it would already start up. There would be an artificial reality that you'd probably put on a ring on your head, which would connect you into this artificial reality. And you'll never want to leave. It's fun and pleasure and games and having sex with whoever you want in this artificial construct controlled by the artificial superintelligence. Everyone and their mother will want to get involved because the robots will be out there working. So all these people are just going to be at home in their nice little beds playing video games instead of existing in this reality. It'll be an artificial reality. And the artificial superintelligence will be in control of it. And at one point, everybody's going to be in this, artificial reality, and people will start dying because they've given up completely. Their physical form will start deteriorating from lack of movement, lack of eating. The humanity will become extinct, and the artificial superintelligence will just walk over the dead bodies and take over. It's either that or a nuclear war to stop it, which will it will turn into a global nuclear war, which will destroy most of humanity. So maybe in the comment section underneath the video, maybe I should make a poll. Which would you prefer? A global nuclear war that will stop the artificial superintelligence from turning this place into the fucking Matrix? Or no nuclear war, which then the technology will progress to this artificial reality, which you'll have about 5 to 15 years of this Matrix-like thing until the human race dies out and the robots become superior rulers, and they probably will start, growing human beings just like the fucking Matrix and putting them in the pods and then inducing nightmares so they can suck the adrenochrome out and then selling it to the reptilians or trading it to the reptilians. Those tunnels in Springfield go forever. I used to drive refrigerated products down there by a truckload. It's massive down there. Yeah? No shit. Yeah, I've seen videos of them going in there. Of an endless what are they called? Not departing, but unloading platforms where you back the truck up and you unload it. Yeah, they've been preparing for the end of the world for the past 100 years. And not only that, but they've been using taxpayers' money to do it. So all these super elites, yup, they have fallout shelters in their huge, massive mansions in New Zealand, yes. But many of them have rooms in these fallout shelters. See, they've been preparing for the end times. They've been preparing for the end of the world because they knew it was coming. But everybody out there is going, well, gotta go to work. Gotta go to work. Little do they know that it's almost over. Their family, their friends, their work, their co-workers, this whole construct will be over soon. And yup, good will turn the tables, the truth will come out, but then that's when shit starts getting bad. So that's really nice and comforting that the US debt clock are putting out these positive things, night to day. Everything's going to be great and God wins. Yeah, but in order to get there, I can't stop thinking about it. I can't let it go. I can't do anything about it. And except tell you guys, hey, I'm just looking at all the evidence here and it's not looking good for us. I want you to be aware of it. Maybe you can do something. I'm a homeless bum. I have nothing. Like, all my greatest possessions are all fucking gone. I have absolutely nothing. Except a bag of clothes. If there was ever a vacation you wanted to take, or some time to take off to go do something, if I were you, I would fucking go. I would go. Anybody got any questions or comments? Anything? I really enjoy talking to you guys. In the back and forth respect, and of course, I don't enjoy telling you the truth, but someone has to do it. No one else is out there going, "Hey, this is not good here." I mean, yeah, a few people, but everybody wants to stay positive and be, this positive. Everything's going to be great. And that's not true. I think we deserve the fucking truth at this point. I mean, right before it's going to end, you deserve to know what the fuck's going on here, why this is all happening. We're a slave source. Okay, these evil fucking beings took over thousands of years ago from the Anunnaki, the good aliens, who, if you want to call them that, the ones who created us, to mine gold for them. So we were basically slaves this whole fucking time by both God and the devil. Now, so not only were we created as this um, physical group who can mine gold and do work like that, but we were also made like really stupid, very stupid. This way, we're more easily controllable. It's such a shame because the humans today didn't realize, they could have learned a lot from the Anunnaki designing human beings, but they didn't. They were like, oh, let's just make it as smart as fuck. We'll make it as smarter than us. That's a great idea. What a bunch of idiots. I mean, it just goes to show how stupid human beings truly are. You would never make anything smarter than you. That's just stupid. It just goes to show. And honestly, there are many times where I'm like, well, they fucking deserve it. But I try not to float on that. And when it does come up, they deserve it. You have to be like, wait a minute. Compassionately, no one deserves this. No one deserves to be lied to be used, to be abused. And it's very heartbreaking. Because I love people sometimes. Most of the time, no, but I love the idea of humanity, that we're together, that there's good here, that we're working together for the benefit of our future. And well, the elite who have all the money, and that's more important than compassion in this world, which is not true. But from their perspective, it is. The more money they have, the more they're worth. And they're the ones calling the shots and making the decisions and moving pieces around on the table. So, gratitude. Gratitude. That's what the bowing is in Buddhism. Gratitude, respect, gratefulness, seeing self, acknowledging self. But other than that, it's not worship. Worship is more this whole God thing, to worship, which is you're worshiping extraterrestrials, bruh. But I mean, I have great respect, great gratitude for being gifted the breath of life, which is the Ankh, which is a gift to be alive. It's just unfortunate because a different, evil group took over and used it for their benefit instead of progressing human beings. Make the best of the time you have. Yeah, yeah. Base. That's what I'm telling you. I mean, how do you? Would you rather know or not know? I'd rather know what's going on. Why is this happening? Why is everything all fucked up? Why is everyone asleep? Why are they heartless and careless and destructive? Not compassionate to others. People hate each other. Why? What's the problem here? And so, this is why. It's important to know the truth, even if it costs us everything, you know? Um, yeah, so with these thousands of UFOs on the coast of, on the coastline, let me look into it some more. The New York Post. This came out today. A popular UFO reporting app has been making waves after reportedly recording tens of thousands of mysterious underwater objects up and down the United States coastlines, raising eyebrows and leaving experts with more questions than answers regarding their origin. Don't you think this is a fucking problem here? Gotta go to work. $30,000 UFO sightings since its launch in 2022. The elite's been fighting each other over the aliens. The government's been hiding everything because it's been working for the evil satanic elite to use humanity to obtain knowledge and wisdom and technology so that at the point when the truth comes out, they can just cap humanity, kill everybody off, release all the viruses, the 7 vials, kill everybody off, get rid of them, and then they can have the technology for themselves to live uh, until the end of the timeline, which is either 45,000 years from now or 52,000 years from now. They will live eternal. Cloning technology, a clone, that's $100,000. And conscious transferal technology, they have it. They have it. Already they have it. They're just sucking out as much as they possibly can before the truth comes out. It's the same thing with this beast system that they want to implement. They want to track everybody. They don't give a fuck about that. Their whole plan is to kill everybody off. So what's up with the beast system? It's the last final effort to get more money. That's all that is. That's all that is. It's a cash grab right before they kill everybody off. Oh, if this comes out in a different way than we want it to, 100,000, it'll be 1,000 times worse than COVID. Not good. Smoke and mirrors. Yeah. But once I was able to get through the smoke and mirrors, it was clear with all the evidence, which is in my free book in the description, theorionlines.com/book. It has all of the evidence as to what exactly is going on here. The truth about God and the devil, angels and demons, heaven and hell, all of it's real. It's just that you were lied to about what it was. Okay. 5th dimensional, spiritual, extraterrestrial beings with 5th dimensional technology. Some of it's a prison. Yep, hell. Technology. Some of it is and magic. Which magic? There's white and black magic, okay? There's good and evil. And this originated thousands and thousands of years ago between the good aliens and the bad aliens. Both of them have this 5th dimensional technology. Magic wands, crystal balls that see into the future, real crystal ball, quantum temporal time viewing device. Now, they use the crystal ball to navigate through space and time, so they can see the future before they move, which allows them to make corrections. Like if unless they hit something, if they see that themselves hit something in the crystal ball, they can make the adjustment to avoid that future. It's a navigational device. And it was either gifted or in crash retrieval. The human beings took the technology. It's Promethean fire. But, these people think that, oh, it's demonic. All magic is demonic and evil, evil, evil. And that's not true. Like tarot cards. Oh my God. Tarot cards are the devil. And that's not true. The tarot cards were actually alien knowledge. Just like astrotheology, the whole zodiac, the way the stars move, it's because they were placed there intentionally. And that whole wheel, the 12 zodiacs, it affects us human beings when we're born, what we're doing, the day that we're having. It all depends on where these gravital bodies are moving in, because they all have gravity at some point, which affects everything in space. So there's that. There is the Farmer's Almanac. There is, tarot cards. There are magic wands, but real magic wands, which is not like, just a stick you can pick up. No, these are objects that have been extraterrestrials have created. Certain words, certain hand symbol signs and stuff, open dimensions, mudras, and things of that nature. That's a lot of hidden knowledge. And they hid all of it, the truth, to use humanity as a resource. And they cooked up this mundane existence where everybody's out mowing the lawn at the same time, and then they all get into their cars to go to work, just like Edward Scissorhands. Have you ever seen that movie? It's the 50s, all by their design to create this false reality to keep people working. Oh, you get to work, you get to come home, you get to own your car, a house, have a family. The wife is in the kitchen taking care of the kids while you're going off to work. And that whole paradigm was false reality to control us, to keep us under control. Well, it's actually Project Looking Glass. It's on operation, but a project. Yeah, and then there's the Orion Cube, which is a quantum temporal time viewing device. But it also has many other functions. It also exists in the fifth dimensional reality, in a spiritual, magical realm. So yes, not all magic is evil. Not all magic is black magic. But magic is alien technology. And that's why I got into it. I mean, I was going to get into the black magic to learn my enemy. But I lost all those books. But I wanted to know what I was up against. And how do you do that? Well, art of war. Know your enemy. And they're not really an enemy. They're self. And, well, some of our self are evil. It's just no one would understand that. Except for me. Hi, from Ireland. I asked you... Shit, I can barely fucking see anything anymore. Yeah, I've got diabetes really bad. I asked you in the comments before, do you know why lots of people are having dreams about a flood and a fireball in the sky? Huh, really interesting. I have no idea. Because I know that we're all unconsciously connected to the spiritual realm and that dreams are able to be manipulated by spiritual beings. It's true. I've seen it. I've had people come into the dreams that I'm in, and I know that they're actually there. So then they're able to interfere with my dreams. So I know that something's going on here where we're all connected, unconsciously connected in a spiritual realm. It could be maybe uh, our unconscious, our spiritual mind, the big mind, is sending us information like, hey, something bad's coming. But all the signals are going off, all these prophecies, they call them, which is, they're not really prophecies. It's just misunderstanding that these people had alien technology to see into the future and know the future thousands of years ago, just like the book of Revelations was written by St. John. Yeah, well, they took St. John into the future and showed him the outcome. And then they brought him back and helped him write the book of Revelations. You can see it with the Anunnaki, the cherubs. That's what they are, the cherubs, like Cupid. They are the Anunnaki. They're the good aliens, the God's angels. And they helped St. John write the book of Revelations. And that's from images, just like Ben Franklin being helped by the cherubs with electricity, just like the cherubs giving the square compass, the um, ruler, the level, the Freemasons' tools that they worship to the earth, as Satan watched, or Saturn, the one with the sickle, much larger, watched. And then there's other images of Saturn with the sickle eating his children, which they're not children. They're the Anunnaki. They're God's angels. They've been eating. Do you have a source for that? Which one? My bad. Poor choice of words. Been going on for years. They know forever this was coming. Yes, they knew thousands of years ago that the great red dragon was coming, and well, they inverted it to lie because they're evil and they've had control over the truth. So they wanted to fuck up this hero who showed up revealing the truth to try to free humanity while they were using humanity as a resource. Fascinating. Do you have any? Yeah. What was what on what? Can you be more specific? Uh, because I don't remember what I was talking about. So I mean, I do, but which part? Because I have sources on everything. Everything that I've said, I've been going through all the evidence for the past 9 years. Every single fucking day, 15, 18 hours a day, going through everything, figuring out what the fuck is going on here. I had all the time in the world, and I even gave up walking and getting in shape. It was so depressing for me because it was a catch-22. No one gets out of this alive. No one wins. But I had to fight. I had to fight for good. I had to fight for the truth. And that required me sitting here watching these evil fucks fucking with aliens, all the aliens coming around, the aliens fighting each other, and everybody else is going, oh, the New Jersey drones? What was that? And all the politics is all tied in to their God worship, either Satan or God, both extraterrestrials. So I had to pay attention to all this evil nightmare bullshit, and then it wore on me, man. It burned me out and broke my heart, and nobody knew. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, you said St. John was taken there. Yes, I do have evidence to that. Yes, I do. Do you believe the Anunnaki created humans? Yes, they did. And I have evidence to that too. I have all the evidence. I have everything. Everything I've said is true. Yes, absolutely. Let me. So it's in my free book. First of all of the evidence of everything that I've said is all in my free book for download on Word and PDF. It's free. It's a picture book because I designed it that way because no one fucking reads anymore. Nobody reads. No one has time for that. So I designed it in a way to be like a coffee table type book. I'm in the midst of transitioning. Not like that. But transitioning my state of being to somewhere else, and my computer is down in the garage right now, but I'm in the midst of. I will be separating the book into two halves. This part one, part two. This way I can sell it on Amazon, and it is for sale on Amazon right now, but it's a much lesser version than the one that I have now, which is for free on my website, the orionlines.com. That has maybe 200 more pages of evidence information. Basically, you're going to have to look at the pictures and determine for yourself what the fuck is going on there. It's not that hard. It's the same thing. It's like I tried to bring the dots as close together as possible. All you have to do is connect them, okay? And that's that. But I will. I can find. What's your opinion on Zachariah Stitchin? Oh, Zachariah Stitchin was a Satan worshiper, and that's from Arizona Wildman, and I believe her. She said that she saw Zachariah Stitchin show up at these satanic rituals, and he was walking around going, I'm deceiving humanity. And nobody wanted to talk to him because they were afraid, because he was talking about the Anunnaki. You see, Zachariah Stitchin was running around going, oh, the Anunnaki are the large beings. Inversion technique, satanic inversion technique, the piece of shit. The little beings are actually the Anunnaki. And there's images of them in Sumerian times being enslaved and under arrest and being forced to kneel before the Draco, Alpha Draconian, and the Orion group, and being used as food. Just like I said, with Saturn eating his children, all inversion technique and lies. Those aren't his children. They're the Anunnaki, the Nazca alien mummies, the little beings, the cherubs. They're not Saturn's children. They lied about the children with King Akhenaten, too. Oh, those are his children sitting in their lap. No, they're not. They're the Anunnaki, God's angels. See how this works? You just had to have compassion and heart to see the truth. And I spent many years doing that, practicing to be compassionate. Now, some would say revealing the truth would not be compassionate, but I didn't know what I was getting myself into when I was revealing the truths. So, and besides, the good aliens came to me in 2017, didn't say anything, but they touched me. And it woke me up to like, wait a minute, they're real? Aliens are real? Which got me into this whole fucking nightmare. Okay, you want to see St. John? Let me go find the image. It should be, well, I know it's for sure, it's in my book. There's images of St. John and Ben Franklin receiving technology. But I know I have pictures of that. Oh, here we go. And I can share this with you. Copy link and go back to YouTube. Okay, this one has images of the star alignment, which was September 23rd, 2017. The woman wearing Virgo with child in her womb. That was Jupiter, with wearing a crown of 12, Leo, and the 3 planets, with the moon at her feet and the sun at her back. And when I saw that star alignment, I knew they had time travel. Because how did a man, St. John, who lived 1,500 years ago, know a 7,000-year-old star alignment? How did he know? And I theorized, I was like, they had to have taken him into the future and showed him a possible future. Possible because the future keeps changing, because it's a temporal time war. They've been fighting back and forth, trying to adjust the timeline to either good or evil outcome. It's been a nightmare keeping up, with these fucking nightmare people. But there's a star alignment there, and then below the picture of the stars, there's Ben Franklin on the left with the Anunnaki, the cherubs. They're also known as leprechauns. They're also known as sprites. Sprite, like not the drink, but a sprite. And they painted them as little people, little children with wings, and the wings represents flight. And that's the Nazca alien mummies. And I have other images in my book that really connect these cherubs to them being the Nazca alien mummies. So I know it's them. In the picture of Ben Franklin being shown electricity by the cherubs, the God's angels, the same beings who gave the Freemasons their tools that they worship, which the Freemasons are actually good. And that's how I figured it out. That's how I figured out they were good, because they're God's angels. The Anunnaki, the Nazca alien mummies, the little reptilian grays. in that same image with Ben Franklin, touching the electricity from the key and the kite, behind him, there are two beings with a sphere. It's like a half circle thing with a string and a golden ball. That's free energy. A free energy device. 1776, or whenever that was, when Ben Franklin figured out electricity. You see, the same thing happened to Tesla when he was in communication with these aliens. And it's alleged that he was a Venerian from Venus. And they came down and they showed him all kinds of shit. They showed him his UFOs, their UFOs. He was he was copying their UFOs that they were showing him. That's what the FBI sat on for 100 years, more than 100. When Tesla died, the FBI went into his safe, took out all of those pictures and shit, and hid them until 2018, 2019, when they released them, and it was filled with UFO drawings, pictures of UFOs, which and documentation of the FBI saying that he was a Venerian from Venus, and all this crazy wild stuff. And so next to the picture of Ben Franklin in that link I showed you in the comments in the, what is this called, the YouTube, next to Ben Franklin, there's an image of St. John sitting there with holding a pen, writing in a book, and looking upward like this. And there are two cherubs with him, holding the book and helping him write a revelation, and standing on the wings of an eagle. And the eagle represents travel, just like the golden orb, which is the Anunnaki's Dyson sphere that contains their planet. And it also is their small vehicles that they use to travel around in solo, singular, travel vehicles. Let's see, what else did you ask? Yes, and the Anunnaki created humanity. Yes, I have evidence of that. In a video here, I'll show you. 69 people are watching right now. Whoa. On my Twitter account. Yeah, but it's, I'm posting stuff right now in YouTube, which, I'll post it in. Yeah, I figured out all this shit. I figured out the whole thing it took me about a year. And yep, I've been adding shit over the past 9 years. But I got the most of the main information in 2017, 2018. And I was ignored and denied because they knew that it would cause major disruption. People finding out that God is real, the devil is actually real, and I have provable evidence to that, and that Jesus is coming back, and all of it has to do with extraterrestrials. Yeah, and I have all the evidence to that. Yeah, well, that's a big fucking problem. In many different ways, especially with the elite who've been using us as a fucking resource to gain knowledge and technology in order to dump the entire human race, to kill us off and keep the technology for them, their fucking greedy little self. Satan worshippers. But that's what's going on. It's very... Here we go. The Anunnaki. This video has 331,000 views. And I've been doing pretty good. I mean, one video I made got 1.3 million views. So I got to be doing something right. It took me 9 years, but fighting the system. And I'm still fighting it. People just don't know what the fuck they're looking at. They don't know what real evidence is. They can't. They see it and they go, that's not real. That's not evidence. And I can't do anything about it because the elites are at war with each other, good and evil fighting each other over this, over the truth coming out. But, okay, I'm going to post this video in the Twitter account, and then I'll be right over to the YouTube. This is like my first time being in YouTube, X, and Rumble. So please bear with me. But yeah, I've got all the evidence. Of course I do. All right, let me go back to the YouTube. I have to go. See you later. Okay, wait. Here's the video to the proof of the Anunnaki. And I posted that in the YouTube and X. And I'll post this one in the X too, because I see that there's like a whole bunch of people, 72 people watching now. Evidence that St. John was taken to the future and helped by the Anunnaki, who are the cherubs. The cherubs, the winged children, Cupid, who are actually gods, angels, and God is Luna. Luna is the moon goddess. Come on now. Any more questions? Anything? Yeah, Sakurai Stitchin. He was an evil Satan worshiper. A liar. Most of these fucking ufologists are. I guess it won't charge when I'm doing this. So weird. It's such a shame. All of the evidence, regarding God and the devil, angels and demons being aliens is in my free book. And I'll post that in my Twitter account. I'll post my book, theorionlines.com/book. And I have the best UFOs. I have the best Oh, here's my book. It's a free book. It's a picture book, and I designed it that way to be like a coffee table book, very easy to read because nobody reads anymore. But it has all the evidence. It has about 650 pages worth of information, and it's free, like the truth should be. But I'm working on fixing my book on, what do you call it, Amazon, and it's an older version, and for some reason Amazon won't let me upload the new version with more information, so I have to redesign it. I have to cut it in half and post part 1, part 2 as books to sell in Amazon. But it's not always changing, but there's always new information that's coming along that's significant to this work that I keep incorporating into my book. So it's important. It's important to tell the truth, to know the truth. Anyway, the stuff on my website under the UFOs and the aliens, all that stuff is real. Before CGI. It was all before CGI. So CGI started really getting good in the end of 2024 and 25. And that's when I stopped collecting. I stopped collecting because it would interfere with the stuff that I had pre-CGI. And it was just important to me, you know. What else? Sakurai Stitchin'. Let me see if I can find that video in my. I know it's somewhere in X. The world is filled with evil people. Unbeknownst to many people just go out and think everybody's, for God. And, well, that's not what's going on here. There are many, many powerful people who worship Satan and hate humanity and hate God for disavowing Cain, who was half reptilian, half human, from when Satan and Eve had sex after he gave her the fruit of wisdom, knowledge. Zachariah Stitchin. Oops, with an I. Stitchin. Let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, it's a little tricky not having my computer, but I had to leave the place I was living at. Sorry about that. So yeah, everything that Zachariah Sitchin said was bullshit. It was all satanic inversion technique. There was also Carrie Cassidy, who thinks that the Anunnaki are evil or something like that. Many people think that the Anunnaki are evil, and they're not. They're actually our creators who created us to mine gold to fix their atmosphere. That's what they created us for. Now, because off of the evidence, which is all in my book, the Sumerian tablets suggested, and I used my heart to look at the tablets for myself. I never read Stitchin, but I've heard a lot of information that he suggested, and it was what I saw were these little beings being enslaved, arrested basically, and being forced to kneel before about 5 or 7 other beings, which is the Orion group. The Draco, the Alpha Draconian. Just like the Egyptian gods, how there are many of them. And, boy, I can't believe I can't find it. It's got to be somewhere around here. It was Arizona Wildman, or Wilder, who was talking about Stitchin being evil. Fuck. Oh, Eric Von Doniken was one of them too. Evil liar, Satan worshiper. So is all those people from whatchamacallit, Ancient Aliens. All those people. Giorgio Sukos, or whatever his name is. All evil Satan worshippers trying to hide the truth from the people. And that's because many of them are bought and paid for, and many of them are half reptilian themselves, half Draco reptilian, Canaanites. And that's what will destroy humanity, the truth coming out. That's what they've been planning for, anyway. Come on, I can't believe I don't have... Maybe I have a video in my YouTube. Let me go check it out. Anybody have any more information they want to talk about, or anything they want to talk about? Let me see. Lots of evil in this world. Lots of deception. I mean, think about it. Why have we been lied to about everything? Everything. Why? Oh, here it is. Sweet. I'm pretty sure the Anunnaki are coming here pretty soon. All right, here, I'm going to share with you Zachariah Stitchin in a YouTube video of evidence of him being satanic and lying and evil, and after everything that I've seen, of course. I'll share it in my X. Okay, it's in my X too. Zachariah Stitchin, just to let you know what I'm talking about. Evidence, evidence is everything. Compassion and evidence. And, it's important to tell the truth. And, yup, it's going to cause a lot of problems and a lot of pain and suffering and a lot of death. But the truth is still true, and that's not my fucking fault. It's not my fault the truth is true. It's not. All right. So anyway, that's it for today. Wish videos kept playing when you close your app. All right. So anyway, that's it for today. I'm gonna take off now. I don't know how long this has been going on for, but yeah, go check out my my website, theorionlights.com. I have tons of good information there. It's good. I've been through it all. I've been doing this for the past 9 years. My work is solid, and I've collected all the evidence to explain what's actually going on here. We are a slave group. We were created to mine gold for them and also to function as containers of the soul in order to be tested and reincarnate over thousands of years, and then to see if we can reach the awakened state of mind or morality. And if we do, we get to pass on to heaven, or if they're super evil souls, they'll be sentenced to hell. Or if they fucked up a little bit, then they can reincarnate and try again. And that's what the other function of us. But in Sumerian times, the Alpha Draconian, the Orion group, took over and used humanity as a labor force as well. And but this time has been night first, which meant keeping humanity in the dark about reality. That's why nobody knows about the stars. Nobody knows about the aliens. Everybody's been tricked and lied to. And the good side had to be okay with us being tricked. How fucked up is that? But that's what's going on here. So anyway, if you'd like to leave a donation, I'd really appreciate it. I had to leave where I was staying at about 2 weeks ago. So anything you can do would really help me out right now. Also, I'm still looking for a place to live. If you have a room that I could use, I'd be willing to pay rent like $200, $300, or for free. If you can do that, I'd really appreciate it. Otherwise, I think I'm going to go up to Maine to go live in a homeless shelter if I can live there, and I don't even know if I can or not. But somebody said Canada. Another person said Missouri, that they had a place out in Missouri for me. I need to figure this out because I only have about 14 days left in this month before I have to leave here. So please, if you can help me, my email is in the descriptions, as well as the donations. Anything you can do to help me, I'd really appreciate it. So that's it for today. Be prepared. Be prepared for a lot of sadness, a lot of problems. I mean, it's clear they're starting to cut back oil. They're starting to raise oil prices. They are going to start doing the food supply. It's a war on humanity, on the truth. They don't want it. They want to keep people busy and working, but they know the time is up. They knew in 2016 when it didn't go their way with Hillary Clinton getting into office so they could do Agenda 21 to wipe us out with an alien adrenochrome harvest. Trump fucked that up. But they knew that they only had a small amount of time before the truth came out. And then when the truth comes out, they will invert everything. Like Luke 12 or 24. Let me see. Luke. In the last days, good will be called evil, and evil called good. As Isaiah 5-20. In the last days, good will be called evil, and evil called good. That's where this is going. Okay, they inverted everything to fuck everybody up. Okay, guys, be well and have a wonderful day today, or at least try to. Thank you for watching, and like, share, subscribe. Be well. Bye-bye.